Maybe that's my problem. Maybe it is. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna stop the stream and come back up and see what happens. Okay. Okay. That's my problem.
I just heard you on the stream. I can hear you on the stream.
Really?
Oh,
Oh god, it's everywhere. Make it stop.
Oh god, it's all everywhere. I'm so sorry, people. Oh my god.
Alright.
Oh my goodness. This is.
It's all everywhere. I'm so sorry, people. Oh my god.
I muted the stream, so hopefully this will equalize soon.
Is that better? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ.
If it always seems too difficult, just go back to the beginning and go basics, man.
Yes.
That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
So, hi, people.
Okay.
Hi. You probably hear me now. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just so... Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, I'm so fucking bad. Jesus.
Mr. Slave.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes. Alright. Anyway, now that you guys can hear me on stream, thank you very much. Okay, so you guys can perfectly hear me now. I'm going to turn music back on, see if it comes through, okay?
Yeah.
See.
Right. Okay.
Tight.
Okay. Is that too low or no? Okay, I'm just
Well, I
turn...
can't. Okay.
If it's too low, I can bring it back up.
I didn't
Alright.
want to
You can't
turn
hear it?
the stream audio back on and scare myself with more voices.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, let me see here. Volume mixer. How about now?
Oh, it's why the glitch of some reason.
Hey.
Yep. Oh, and a goddamn ad. Jesus.
Did you get an ad on your own stream?
No. This is on the playlist I'm using.
Okay. About to say, if you're getting an ad, they better be paying you.
Yeah.
So I can't hear any music, to be honest with you.
Okay, what about now?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, there's music.
There?
I hear it.
You hear it now? Yeah.
I hear
Okay.
it now. Okay.
Good? Is that too loud?
I think. Let me analyze.
Okay, perfect.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, alright, so now everything's coming through? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Anyway, you guys kind of wondering what we kind of been messing around with. Let's see here. I'm gonna reduce it on my end. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna keep off one headphone so I can actually hear my own voice. Right.
Hey, man.
Anyway. I know. That's such a sexy voice. Anyway.
Ooh.
Alright. Well, anyway.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, so, hi everybody. I'm so sorry for the bullshit that we had to go through to get this to work properly. Me, my own stupidity, of course. But, yes, hi, NeusNexus here, and we are gonna finally get some shit done. Okay.
That'd be like a first all week for me.
I know, I'm telling you. But anyway, alright, so I guess the first thing kind of to go on, because this podcast is going to be generally about just gaming. So, let's see, what will we start with? I think we should start with, what is your favorite game currently?
Yeah, because our first introductions were
Silent.
very.
Right, so yes, you want me to
Silent
do the
but
reintros?
deadly.
Okay. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, you guys know I am, the dumbass, NeusNexus, okay? Alright. So, anyway, with me today are After 5 Gaming, Drum Force Drum, Kale,
Hello.
and the awesome
Yep.
Dan. If he's still here.
Hi.
Oh, he's still here. Oh, good. I was
Yeah.
about to say, you didn't run off on us, did you? Alright. But anyway, this podcast is generally about, we're going to talk about gaming and stuff, and I guess the first question would be, what is your favorite game currently? And I think we'll start with everybody else first. We'll start with After 5. What game are you currently playing right now that you'd like to tell everybody about?
Damn, hard choice, but probably my favorite is Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I mean, also be my choice.
I like it. I'm pretty good at it, and Yeah, if you like to die a lot and scream, that's the game to play.
All right. Okay, we'll extend that question to Drum Force Drum.
At the moment, I'd probably have to say Dead by Daylight. At the moment, it's a good old game. It's got that survival horror aspect. It's a good laugh, especially if you're playing with other people. And it just keeps going round and round, so there's no end to it, really, which is nice. It's just a pick up and play kind of game.
Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll move on to Tail.
Currently, Tales of Berseria, which I have been playing for probably 7 months now, and it is a beautiful installment in the series. Wonderful characters, great story, and the battle system is as fine-tuned as always.
Okay. Alright, and Dan, you want to tell me what game?
Alright, so since, After 5 took my answer of Rainbow Six, I've got to go with Final Fantasy 15. Like, I've never played a better Final Fantasy game other than 7. It has great, everything of that game screams perfection. And there's so much content with it, too. Like, the 2 DLCs, the multiplayer expansion that's coming in, next month. It's like, every time you pick it up, it's just a new adventure.
Okay. Alright. Alright, I'm going to come with a more generated question in a second here, but anybody who's watching, if there's anybody watching besides us, you can actually ask your questions, and I will forward them to our lovely little co-conspirators in the Discord with me right now. So, but first off, alright, I'm trying to think of another question.
You know what the sweetest part of my day is?
I got
We get French vanilla lattes and sit on this
Really?
if you could bring back one canceled game, what would it be?
smooth and creamy French vanilla latte, the sweetest part of your day.
God, I love these
Cancelled?
ads on YouTube.
Yeah, the game that's canceled. It's that the development studio just stopped making. They can't.
Okay.
It would probably have to be. Oh, it was that Star Wars game.
13.
Yeah, that's the one where you get to be a young Boba Fett,
Oh,
Jango
okay.
Fett, Boba Fett, whichever one it was, and it was a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter, wasn't it? And it was
Yeah, we have
most
one.
of the way, mostly way through the development, and then when Disney took Lucas Games, they closed it down and stopped it being made.
Ah, okay.
I remember that one.
That looked like an amazing game.
I don't know. It's just right now. I'm just listening to the music, and it's blaring in my ear, and I'm trying to make sure I listen to you guys more. It's terrible. I don't know. Do you think the really music's needed? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, you can probably turn the music down on your end, and it won't affect the.
Yeah, I mean, if you just
Yeah.
mute it in your ears,
Stream.
but just leave it on the stream.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Because if you play with your mixers, so long as you don't play with the audio
bill?
on the. Yeah, on the streams, you're good.
Okay, I think. How is that still coming through though?
Let me check. I can still hear it.
Okay, perfect.
That's good.
There, that's better. Yay! Yay! I'm learning all this great stuff. Anyway, I can see that apparently there's. Well, actually, wait. Am I on there too? No. Okay, so there's 5 people watching on YouTube. There's 1 person watching on Twitch. I know. I can tell. I'm magic like that.
Fantastic.
You believe in magic.
All right. Well,
Every
anyway,
stream needs a little bit of magic.
Yes, that's true. So you've already. So I guess we've all tweeted it. Oh! Did he disappear? No. Oh no. Okay. That's what to say. No, when it left us. No, how dare they? Anyway.
You announced his presence.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
don't bring attention to them. Also, my apologies if you hear screaming people. That's the people that live next door.
Screaming people. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Well then.
Well, I wonder
Are
what
you
they're screaming
multitasking?
No, but
about. Okay. But anyway, all right. Getting back to the thing at hand, because this is about gaming and stuff. Let's see here. Let's go with what game is coming out soon that you think that is going to be the next kind of on the hype train that everybody's going to want to play. What do you think? I will start with We'll start at the bottom this time. We'll start with Dan and see what he thinks.
The next hype train game.
Yes.
Fuck. I want to say South Park Fractured But Whole, because that's been development hell. It's been like delayed like 3 times, and the first one, The Stick of Truth, was like one of the funniest games I ever played, and like just to like play it again, but with superheroes, being a nerd, like mixing Marvel and DC heroes with South Park humor, it's just gonna be like the fucking best. Like that's gonna be a major hit.
Yeah, I'd agree. That does look like a good one.
Okay.
But will it? I think my only problem with that one coming out is I'm a bit worried that it's not going to be worth the full price tag that it's been given.
Okay. Explain a little bit, because now that we're kind of getting into it, explain.
I played The Stick of Truth, and I really enjoyed it. I agree with Dan on that one. It was an absolutely amazing game. So funny. Like, the humour was just spot on, sort of South Park wise. But I remember playing it, and when I finished it, I remember specifically thinking, because I bought it in a sale, but like quite a long time after it came out, but I remember specifically thinking to myself, I don't think this is worth the full, for me, because I'm in the UK, it was £40, so I suppose $60 price tag it would be in America, give or take.
Yeah, 60.
Yep.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
and I don't feel it was worth the $60 price tag that it was given, so I'm a bit worried that the next one will be this sort of the same. It won't be enough there to be worth that $60 price tag.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because some games that come out these days are they kind of stick to the same kind of formula, especially with the way games are being made these days, and so you kind of don't see the replay value of certain games, and you kind of wonder why they charge so much for them. Like, especially here in Canada, like a new game like Destiny 2 comes out, it's like $80 to $100 now, and it's just
Ouch.
yes, and so it's just like you think about it, it's like, is it really worth paying that much? But replayability and stuff like that come into play. I guess I've seen a lot of delay for the South Park game, and so I can kind of understand why you kind of have inhibitions about that, especially since you're talking about The Stick of Truth, and you didn't feel that it was actually worth the price tag. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'm trying not to speak too much, so I'm not going to overpower everybody. Jesus, I know I'm the owner of this stream, but goddamn.
Hey man, you're the host. Your voice and opinion has a place here, and it's over everyone else's.
We love you, Nexus.
Oh yes, of course you love me. Everybody loves me. To a point. Anyway, all right. Let's move that question that I gave to Dan and move that on to Kale next. What do you think?
Oh, jeez. Well, again, I get to be the esoteric one, and I'm hyped for Final Fantasy Dissidia NT. The closed beta is starting soon, and I really hope I hear back from that, because I have vastly enjoyed the Dissidia series. It is Final Fantasy fighting games. It's great.
Wait, didn't the closed beta already happen?
It might have. I didn't hear back from them, so
Yeah, because I remember I did a series on I did a series on the closed beta.
damn you. But yeah, I have played them for the longest time. My only complaint ever with them is they were on the stupid PSP. And I get claw hands when I'm playing. It's not a comfortable control system. But with all the updates and all the new mechanics that I have seen them teasing, the new use for summons and all that, it just... Oh my god, I want it so bad.
It actually plays really... It's a really... They just announced Noctis as a playable character.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's gonna be OP. I can just tell he's gonna be too OP for that game.
I mean, they're all basically like Noctis when it comes to fighting. They're able to dash around, poof everywhere. He can do it more efficiently, I imagine.
He's gonna get so annoying.
Probably. He'll be a heavy mobile character. It'll be obnoxious.
Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty much the way it is. Now, if you're wondering why everybody's on stream, if you're watching me, I'm currently looking off my screens because I have a new touch PC which I'm going to be using for my editing, and it's doing updates right now. It's doing 88 out of 162, and I'm just staring at it going, "Go faster!" But this is a good time waster. But all right, yeah, that's a good one. All right, we'll forward this question on to Jump Force Strong because, well, you're the next on the list.
I'd probably say, and this is probably a bit of an obvious one, really, but Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
To be honest, I mean, there's not really much for me to say on it. That it's a Super Mario game. Every time a new main series Super Mario game comes out, the hype is huge on them. Like, it's a staple character. They're staple games, and they're pretty good games. It's very rare you find a bad Super Mario game. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you think about it.
True enough.
So, a bit of an easy one there, really, from me, but I reckon that's going to be the next big hype train one. Well, it already has a hype train behind it.
Well, yeah, do you know the whole controversy between the whole Mario nipples thing, right? Just like, people are like freaking out about it? Yeah.
Still don't understand that.
I don't.
Mario nipples?
Oh my gosh, he has nipples! Oh my gosh, he must riot!
Oh my
Well,
god, he's a human being. Oh
I know.
no!
I know. There's one thing is like there's a lot of people like photoshopping like chest hair onto him and everything, and it's freaking hilarious.
I'm sorry, I've missed... This one's completely past me. Mario nipples? What are we talking about here?
Apparently,
okay.
Mario have nipples
No,
now.
Nipples.
the Odyssey. No, because of Odyssey, there was a screenshot, I think, of Mario wearing shorts, and it was just showed him having nipples, and apparently the internet like took off because of this. And so they're like, everybody's like, "Oh my god, why does he have nipples?" And everybody's getting all upset and stuff. And some
Because he's a human being.
I know he's a
What else
human
did
being.
they think they were going to have? Like,
I know it's really apparently an issue,
just
a
two
complete
little
gnarly issue.
toadstools in the chest area instead of nipples? What were they going to have?
I don't know, but apparently people were getting upset about it, and so I'm just like, I keep seeing it all over Facebook about it being like a kind of issue, and I'm just like, why is this an issue? Man, people get super sensitive these days.
Gotta start rocking them coin pasties.
So here's my 2 cents on the whole Mario nipples thing. Anyone out there who hears this and you have an issue with Mario having nipples, you're an idiot. Sort your shit out.
He just called you out, people.
Man,
Okay.
if I wasn't worried about breaking it, I'd drop my mic right now.
I'm calling all those Mario nipple haters out. Like, sort their shit out.
Oh.
Like, what's the big problem with him having nipples? He's a human. Like, he's human. Like, what? He's supposed to have nipples.
I don't know. I don't know the hot cause behind it, but that's all I've been seeing about that. It's like, honestly, it's like, oh, nipples. I'm like, oh, okay. There's the issue, right? All right. Anyway, getting straight into that topic. But, okay, I'm going to extend the question to After 5 now. So, what do you think?
I'm gonna say Cuphead.
Cuphead?
Ooh.
Man,
Yes.
that's been being
Yeah,
teased forever.
that's a good one, actually. I didn't even think of Cuphead.
I've been waiting for Cuphead since I first heard of it, and it kept being pushed back, and now it's being released soon. I've been pretty excited.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
Really
and
does.
I think it's gonna bring back that whole 2D scroller type thing, and I think it's gonna bring a lot back.
Is it still only having at the moment split screen couch co-op rather than online still?
Yeah, it still has the couch co-op in it.
So that's another thing it's probably going to try and bring back a bit, is it'll bring a bit more couch co-op back into play,
Yeah.
which will be nice.
That's great and all, but that requires friends.
I know, that's a terrible thing, right?
This is true.
I don't have many of those.
What are friends?
I
They're
have
those
friends,
little
but
things
they
that like to perk you up every once in a while. No, it ain't drugs. It's friends.
all my friends live so far away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
my problem.
That's the truth of it. It really is.
Or they're too busy with life.
Damn life. I know.
Damn
Terrible
life.
thing. Damn
It
life.
gets right in the way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Anyway, okay. So, all right. Let's. Now that I'm thinking about it, we were talking about Cuphead. What do you guys think about the game journalist thing that was going on? There was this whole big issue about there was a game journalist who, how they review games and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that game journalists should be good at the games they review before giving it a bad review? Do you think that should be a thing for it? Because I know there's a lot of discussion about that. Because there's this reviewer who did Cuphead, and he was like complaining about it and everything like that, and everybody started backlashing on him because he's terrible at the game. So he's like, should he have any right to review a game when he's not good at it? What do you think?
I think. Oh shit.
No,
Oh.
go ahead.
All right. I forgot we have order, and I completely destroyed that. But
No,
I think
this is an open-end question. Anybody can answer. It's fine. Just take turns.
okay. So I think in the response to that, there should be a rating system, I guess, on how decent of a player you are to begin with, because Dark Souls 3 had that hype, and a lot of people were really bad at it. Like they couldn't pass the first boss, and some people reviewed it negatively about that. But obviously, the player base knew what they were walking into. I think a disclosure of how you play the game really helps, because if you're way too good and you're like enjoying the game but no one else is going to enjoy it, that also influences your review.
Yeah, because like, say like I've never played a Dark Souls game before. If you just give me Dark Souls 3, and it's like, here, review it. I'm gonna die like a bunch of times. And of course, I'm gonna be like, okay. Of course, I'm gonna be like, okay, this game sucks. I can't get past this. But if somebody who's really good at Dark Souls, they can like easily know what to do. They can easily pass it, and they be like, okay, gameplay aside, the story is decent, the graphics are decent. Like they can give so much more than just to me, where it's like, okay, I can't get past the shit. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much that they should be good at the game, but they should understand the game that they're playing. If it is something like Dark Souls, then you got to understand that this is a game series with a high difficulty curve, and if you're trying to get into it to review it, you need to take that into account. You're probably going to get your face dragged through the mud several 100,000 times. I did.
You and me both, mate.
I know all too well.
Yeah.
But you can't let that cloud your review of it, because you got to look at the mechanics, the story, the atmosphere, all of the stuff it's trying to present, not just how badly it kicked your ass. Then you're just whining.
Yeah, I'll agree
enough.
with Kale on this one. Like, if you're not good at a game, or if you're not good at games, sort of period, and you'll review, but you are reviewing games, and yeah, I agree with Kale. You shouldn't be like reviewing whether it's a good game or not. You should review the aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause-
not whether it is a good game, whether it's been made well, whether it looks nice, whether it controls well. Whether
'Cause
you
you-
suck at it or not has nothing to do with anything. Doesn't make it
Exactly.
a bad game.
Because all
Exactly.
sorts of people play games, not just the skilled. So appreciate the game for what it is for you.
That is very good. Yeah, I have to agree with it because, if, like, there is some skill into it, and you can review it in the sense of you want to come through it to, especially as a beginner level, like, if you have no experience in a game series and you're going to do a review on it, I would actually state that in your review, saying that this is a first-time player, that it would be difficult like that. If you're more hardcore and you have some experience in that game type, then still, you should note this. Like, you shouldn't review it in the sense that it's going to say, oh yeah, this is just a terrible, terrible game, when you don't have any skill basis to put on it. Because,
Yeah.
if you're, like, gonna slam a game like Dark Souls, and you're just like, well, you're not a good Dark Souls player, you're not used to Dark Souls, then how can you say it's terrible when there's other people who play it and they're like gods at it and they're good at it? So I think you should basically state what your skill level is when you're doing a review and tailor it to that when you're doing the review, because then it's easier for you to avoid backlash. He's like, okay, he's a beginning player and he's reviewing it from a beginner's view, and then people can say, okay, oh, I understand what he's coming through with that. But if he's just gonna say, this game stinks, like, what the hell, like, you're not gonna you're gonna get backlash either way, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Completely
make it
agree.
clear. And make it clear that you put at least like 10 to 15 hours into it, because if you're
Yeah.
going to review something, you've got to like take time to digest and understand what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did a review of Outlast 2 not long ago, and overall wasn't my favorite game. And Nexus, you watched the review.
Yes.
But I played the whole game. I did a full playthrough of the game.
Yes.
And overall, and I even said in my review, like, it's not the greatest game in the world, but I said, look, it's got decent graphics, like, it plays well, it handles well, the storyline is sort of there, if you want to look for it. But overall, I said, like, if you're after a game which is going to scare you, then play this game, because it scared the shit out of me. Like,
Right.
at many points, like, I felt I was fairly fair. Like I said, look, I'm not particularly great at this game. I died so many times, got lost a lot of times. I had my issues, but overall, it was a good game. Like I can't say it's a bad game just because I wasn't that good at it, kind of thing.
And to me, a review should be 90% objective, sprinkled with that 10% of subjectivity of your own personal experience.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yep, that's probably the best way of doing it. Yeah, that's typically the thing. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now we'll get into another topic. Let's. All right, because this is kind of the big hype kind of thing right now. What are your guys' opinions on PUBG? And we'll start with we'll start going from After 5 down. So we'll start with After 5.
Oh, the worst PUBG player ever. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I have footage to testify. See, as a person who's new to the game, and I've had, I guess, an okay experienced player play with me. Thank you, Gecko, for helping. It's fun, but damn, do I die a lot. I think it's harder than Dark Souls, honestly, myself.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So here it comes again, the subject of, subjectivity of playing. I'm not good at PUBG. I got the controls and everything, and I'm still learning like the shooting mechanics and everything because the bullet drop and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like Dark Souls is breathing to me, while this game is so much difficult. I like playing it. Am I good at it? No.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to Drum. What do you think?
I can honestly say I haven't played it, unfortunately. I'm not on the bandwagon with PUBG. I'm way behind in things like that, which is a real shame because it's a game that I've looked at a lot, and a lot of people have recommended it, and they said I should really play it. It looks like a good game, but I honestly can't make a fair comment on it because I haven't played it. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's just kind of a general thing. Even if you haven't played it, it's kind of an objectivity of what you think about it. If you've seen people play it and stuff like that, that's fine.
I think it looks like a good game. I think it looks like it's got its difficulty curve, but what game worth its money doesn't have a difficulty curve? In my personal opinion, games aren't made to be easy. Then they just get boring. It looks like a good game. It looks like it's got stuff there. It probably has stuff that it needs fixing. I'm sure it does. What games don't? But overall, I'd say it looks like a decent game. I think it's got everything there to be definitely up the top, because it's one of the top playing games at the moment. From what I can tell, it's definitely going to stick that way for quite a while, I imagine.
Yeah, especially with there's a lot of big YouTubers playing it now, and they're playing religiously via episodes and streaming. And my fiance watches Markiplier and Wade and everybody play it, and JP and all that, some of the bigger YouTubers, and it's become kind of a topic of they're playing it a lot, different modes and stuff like that. So it's not too bad. All right, let's move on to Kale. What do you think?
First things first, I just want to let you know that my opinion is colored by the fact that I only play it solo.
Okay.
So I have no aspects of the team parts of it, and all I can say is that the only thing you can ever trust in that is finding yourself a shotgun, huddling in a bathroom, and then hugging that shotgun because it's the only friend you got. I have on several occasions made it in the top 10, top 5. But as soon as I'm actually required to kill people, it's where my skill drops off. And again, this is the subject part of my of my review, and it hurts.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, it does have fairly tight shooting. I do appreciate that your primary mode of figuring out where people are is entirely audio. There is no radars. There's no there's not even like damage indicators, so you have no idea where anything is coming from unless you can hear it. You have to absolutely pay attention, and that kind of detail is pretty neat.
Okay. All right. That's objectivity is like that. As being as only a solo player, you really haven't done that multiplayer kind of aspect to it.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
don't
fine.
have any backing for squad-based play in that, and I'm sure that's probably a blast. I've seen a few people play it as teams, and they always seem like they're having fun, hopping in a buggy and going out joyriding with their friends.
Okay.
Then some of them get killed. They kill a bunch of people. They have a good time. Everybody's laughing, and the people that are dead even get to act as like lookouts because they can still watch some of the action, try and help from there, as long as they're in a Discord or something. So it's definitely got some really nice gameplay, and even when you're out, you're not really out. You can still, call shot for people. It's fantastic.
Okay.
I just suck at it.
Yeah, but everybody sucks at one thing or another. It's fine. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, and I'll move on to the Awesome Dan because, well, he's been too quiet for too long, so he needs to speak.
I only played it once at my friend's house, and I sucked till ass. Like, I spent 5 seconds on it, and I got headshotted from like 5 miles away. I'm just like, okay, no, you take it back. No, not today. But I actually am planning on getting it, and it looks really fun. Like, I've seen one person play it, and that was PewDiePie when he did his famous like racial slur on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him play it. I was like, wow, if it's that like hardcore that makes a YouTuber like snap like that, I've got to get to it. I got to get on this action. I got to play it. It seems incredibly fun, and it's getting ported to Xbox One now. I heard they can also, I heard like the Xbox One port can also play with the PC port, and yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. So much like destruction's gonna go on in that game. I can't wait to get it.
So there apparently is planned crossplay between Xbox and PC. Then that's interesting.
They plan on doing that
remember
for a
hearing that.
while.
Also,
Well,
new
that-
maps.
That means that I could potentially be playing that then, because if it's on going to be Xbox and it's going to be PC compatible, oh boy. Because right now, as everybody knows, I don't have the best PC for doing stuff like that. Like, there's some games I can't play. Like, I would love to play Dead by Daylight, but I only get 10 frames a second on the damn thing.
Oh,
It's terrible.
It's playable.
Hey, Matt,
It's playable.
Trust me, I know how bad your computer is. You couldn't even get Left 4 Dead 2 get going.
I know. Like, I don't
Is that
understand
a joke?
why. I'm not a joke. I don't know why it lags to shit for some strange reason, man. I don't know why. It's terrible. I know you die inside. I'm dying inside because of that. I know.
man. That brings me back to my days starting up on my laptop. That was...
This is a laptop that I'm using, so therefore,
Oh,
that's why. Yeah.
Oh, mate,
yeah.
I used to game on a laptop when I first started. I used to play World of Warcraft at 4 frames a second.
Oh.
you have the patience of a saint, sir.
Oh,
You
you have
definitely do.
no idea. I used to play with my mates, and I used to sit next to my mates with my laptop. Used to go around the houses. They'd be on their PCs running at the time it was 30 frames a second. I'd be sat there on my laptop, and it'd be like stop motion animation. It was ridiculous.
Very
That's gotta hurt.
True enough. All right. That was that. Actually, since we kind of touched the topic of PewDiePie and that whole,
I knew this was coming.
yeah, because
Yeah.
yes,
As
I'm
soon as it
sorry,
was
but
mentioned.
it was perfectly lined because I was thinking about this as a topic. Okay, so you guys know about the whole, Firewatch dev going on and trying to get his videos pulled and stuff, right?
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, you didn't
I
know.
live underneath a rock, dude.
Oh, okay. You live underneath the
I'm
rock?
too hipster for people like PewDiePie and Markiplier. That's not my.
Right,
that's not
okay.
me.
Explain for anyone who doesn't know, Neus.
Okay. So if anybody who doesn't know, there was this whole controversy, especially with PewDiePie with his racial slur. The Firewatch dev decided that he wanted to HDMA or kind of pull down all of PewDiePie videos that are Firewatch so they cannot be monetized and get pulled off YouTube. And so, and because there's all this controversy about it going right now where, should he be allowed to do that when they've clearly claimed on the website and stuff like that anyone's allowed to make videos and stuff with his game? And though he's targeting PewDiePie himself, it kind of raises the issue of what other game devs can do the same kind of thing. And so it's just causing a lot more trouble than it's freaking worth. So I think I was going to bring this topic in here, and we're going to start with Dan since I'm going to keep going up and down because it's fair that way. So Dan, what do you think about this whole situation, bud?
I think they kind of have a right to it because PewDiePie, like he should know better. Like games you can get really frustrated, but like there is no call for you to like say a racial slur of any kind, like especially on a live stream. There's like really no call for that. Like you can say, "Oh, what the fuck, this bitch!" Like you don't say, "Oh, this N word, all this F." Like you should like have some sort of self control to know what words to say and what words not to say, especially on a live stream where like thousands of people are watching and like people look up to you and people see you as like this big icon. So like they definitely have a right to it because it's not only hurting himself, it's also hurting the developers in the company. Because they're basically saying if they let him continue on, they're basically saying that anybody, you can do whatever you want, you can say whatever racial slur you want, you can basically say whatever negative comments you want, hurt whoever you want, and we won't really care. So I think they're setting an example by pulling PewDiePie away, saying that they will not accept like racial slurs, they won't accept a certain amount of violence, like we will not accept it. So I think they have a right to it.
Okay, you think they have a right to it because they don't want to be associated with that? So yeah, I can understand what you mean by that. I know Cops theme's playing right now. Oh my god. Nice. I love it.
Bad boys!
Yes, bad
What you
boy.
gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Probably run and go all GTA 5.
True enough. Alright, we'll go to, well, actually, yeah, I've just been making comments here and there, so we'll move on to Kale. What do you think, bud?
Oh, well, like I said, I don't follow PewDiePie well enough, but I do know of his recent history of just being controversial for controversy's sake, more or less. And honestly, if a dev doesn't want you to present their creation in a certain way, you gotta respect that. They made it. They're giving you the right to take their copyrighted material and do with it as you will. I know a while back when Persona 5 came out, the devs for that didn't want people streaming past a certain time in the game because they didn't want spoilers out there, and they wanted people to play their game, which, means that people buy their game. It's marketing. They just don't want to be associated with somebody who's going to be going around spouting hate speech, whether it's a joke or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I fully agree with that. It's just because, especially with a certain amount of games, like Firewatch is a kind of game that I was interested in maybe doing at some point, and it's just like controversy with that. It just kind of puts a stain on it, and a lot of people are getting pissed off at the dev themselves about it. And I kind of have to agree with the dev's point about it. So generally, that's what I feel. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Drum, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think we're probably all on the same page here. I think the dev's well within his rights to sort of do what they're doing. This isn't the first time PewDiePie's been in trouble for racist problems. It wasn't even that long ago when he got in trouble for it before. So it's sort of, he shouldn't be doing it in the first place, and especially since he got in trouble for racial problems in the past, he should be being extra careful, if anything, to make sure he doesn't say things like that. There isn't any place for it. There's no need for it, and to be honest, it just makes him look like a dickhead.
And it comes back to everyone below him on the YouTube scene, too. It just sets a bad precedence for anybody who is doing what he does. And there are a lot of people. I'm talking to 5 of them right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Who are those 5?
It does. And it just makes him look like an arsehole. And like, it's interesting, actually. I think it's really interesting because you've seen him, like, he literally became the biggest YouTuber, like, at one point. I don't know if he still is, but he was, at one point, he was the top YouTuber, and he hit that mark, and he was making unbelievable amounts of money, and he was a pretty funny dude. I used to watch his channel quite a lot, and I used to think he was hilarious, and then he started just falling, and it just started getting worse, and then you can just see him sort of falling further and further and going down this real steep decline in his material, and obviously in the way he thinks, because you don't just randomly come out with comments like that unless you already have those tendencies. So it also kind of makes you look at, well, what is he actually like in his private life? I'm obviously not gonna say he definitely is like constantly like that, but it just makes you think, is all.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. So you're not really sure. You can't assume that he's just a complete and utter racist dick, but still.
No, you can't. But like, you don't come out with those kind of comments in heat of the moment unless you have those tendencies. Like,
Right.
when I'm pissed off, I don't go around calling people things like that. I'll say all sorts of other words, but I'll never touch that racist side of things. It's just
Right. Because at that point, it's just spreading hateful intent, and even I understand he's probably doing it as a joke, but there's a point where things just.
That's true.
Well, that's the thing is you say you probably think he's doing it as a joke, but when you actually see the clip,
No,
and the
is
way
that bad?
and the way he says it, it doesn't sound like he's saying it as a joke. It seems to just roll off his tongue so easily.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Has everyone else seen the clip other than Kale?
Yeah, I've seen the clip.
Would-
Yeah.
Would you agree with me on that? It just seems to roll off the tongue for him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just came out smoothly. It's like he didn't even stutter. It came out so smoothly. I'm just like, what the fuck?
And it's not even like he was just trying to grab for a word and that was the first thing that popped into his head. It just rolled out smoothly. One smooth sentence, as if he said it many times before. And that's my biggest issue with it. It just seemed far too natural for him.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll kind of end this discussion with After 5. I'm guessing he has something to say on this matter.
Damn. I guess not, because I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, because PewDiePie has been known in the past to say stuff like this, and like everyone's been mentioning. But if you watch his channel's ratings and stuff like that, when he gets this attention, his channel never goes down. Like, it looks like he loses a couple thousand subscribers, but it always climbs back up, and it becomes even more popular because he's grabbing outside attention, outside media. Another person who said the exact same words and who's a hero to a lot of people when back in the age is Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan said that word, but everyone still assumed it, always cherished him like a hero. I don't know what to say. Like, I understand some of you thinking like saying it naturally and stuff, but like,
yeah,
I naturally try not to swear, but swearing just comes off my tongue. Like,
yeah,
like saying the word gay. If it offends you, I'm sorry, but sometimes like saying something's gay it's weird. It's different in different cultures and different states. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of different variables, and I'm not giving him any slack, but without knowing him personally and knowing where he comes from, and because over there the language could be a lot more relaxed than here.
No, well, I get what you're saying, but he lives in England.
Oh, well.
He's lived in England for many years. So I completely get where you're coming from. If he didn't come from England.
Yeah. You see, like, I don't see that shows you how much I know about him. I don't even know. Like, I've watched one video, and it was the video about him making fun of the bear simulator. That was the only video I've watched of him. So
yeah, he lives in England and has done for quite a few years. So that would be my only argument on that one.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing, like saying fuck. I'm sorry that I said the word. I didn't want to say it in the live stream, but it's another word of example is that offends people. But in some countries, calling someone an animal, a pelican, or something is just as offensive, while the F word is more relaxed.
I do drop a lot of F-bombs, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think
so-
everybody does here. I'm not afraid of using the F-bomb. Seriously, if anyone's ever looked at my channel, knows that I swear like a sailor, and especially when the horror games, I swear like nothing else. Especially I am bred, and I am bred. I am bred is one that I will curse
I gotta play
every
that
time.
sometime.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I do get where you're coming from after 5. Like I do understand what you're saying. Like it is one of those things that
Yeah.
it is different around the world.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's the kind of thing is everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their own objectives, and so I think the kind of closing statement I would say about it would be that you know, as long as everybody has their own kind of opinions, some people are going to say he's okay with it, some people are going to say he's wrong, and there's so many objective points. There's so many different people in the world who are going to say different things about him, and so, but the fact remains is that yes, he is a very popular YouTuber. And somehow, some people say he needs to get some justice against him. Some people think that he's just gonna feed off of it. And well, of course he's gonna feed off of it. He's gonna get more popular because he gets at things, and he gets away with certain things. People are just gonna say, oh, "Okay, I can be like that too," and then that's gonna just spread. But same thing, kind of thing with Donald Trump and stuff like that is.
God, don't get me started.
I'm not gonna get started, but I'm just gonna generally say that everything has their own kind of thing about it. And hi, honey. Yes, my loving fiance is watching me. It's terrible.
I'm watching you too.
Oh, you've been watching on there?
I wish somebody would
Dear
watch
God,
me.
people. Dear God, my own fiance is actually watching. She never watches my YouTube videos. Ever.
Oh, that's sweet.
She really missed out on the.
57 million subscribers. Yeah, that's fine. But oh well.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's move into a different topic because I know that we've been talking about this for a bit, and I know that it's kind of an uncomfortable topic on some things. But okay,
It's a deep one.
It's a deep one, yes. And if anybody's in the chat right now who's watching besides everybody else, you can ask questions, and I will ask the guys these questions if you're interested. Also, if you want to do something on Twitter, tweet me at NeusNexus, and I'll also throw questions in there as well. But okay, next question I want to go on about. Let's see, what game do you think should be rated as the worst of all time across all modern games right now? I know this is a difficult question, and you guys can take the amount of time you want to, but it could be the first thing off your head, or I can just pass you and we can come back to you. But I'm gonna start with myself because I know this is some interesting stuff that I gotta kind of get going. But I think the worst kind of game that I've actually played modernly. Wow, I'm actually spouting my own horn here. Have you? It was a game that Markiplier played. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was. I can't remember it right now. I'm terrible. I'm so sorry. You play. You're stuck. Okay, Dan. Thank you for your nice YouTube comment over there. You're so adorable. Anyway, yes, but okay. I'll actually have to think about this. Any volunteers for worst game that they played modernly?
Worst modern.
Yeah.
I gotta say Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It wasn't bad per gameplay wise. It was bad in the way of like, where the fuck is this going, Call of Duty? Like, I'm sorry, the whole whose idea was it to bring it to space? Like seriously, like someone literally had to go to a meeting and say, it'd be a great idea. Let's put Call of Duty in space. Let's take all the coolness that made Call of Duty so great, throw it out the window, and replace it with sci-fi shit. Like, what happened to kill streaks being helicopters and care packages to kill streaks being you can transform into a fucking wolf?
What?
What?
Okay, so Call of Duty used to be about like a really good military shooter. It's supposed to be realistic, but not so realistic that it wasn't like bad. It was basically a realistic shooter. Now all of a sudden with Infinite Warfare, it's like, let's take all the things that made Call of Duty good, throw it out the window. Like before, the kill streaks were like, you summon an attack helicopter, you get a care package, you get a predator missile. That's realistic. But in this one, your kill streaks, you have a fucking laser. You can literally transform into a wolf. There is one character class where his like ability or specialist ability that he can transform into a wolf. Shit, you not that is an actual ability.
Huh.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I can see what your point is about that. Let's see here. All right, so Dan's kind of thing. Anybody else want to kind of chime in on this?
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this,
Okay, hate's
but
incoming.
I don't care. I'm gonna say Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
Good choice.
Ooh.
Good choice.
I think it's an unbelievably overrated game. I think it was a nice idea, but after about night 2, it was the same game still. Nothing much had changed. It just got a little bit more difficult and it was basically boring by the end of night 2. And then they brought out another one like so quickly, one after the other, and they were all very similar. They got very boring still, and there was meant to be this underlining storyline to figure out in the lore and everything. And to be honest, the storyline that's all under there is actually kind of interesting, but then he decided to tie it in with 2 books as well, which were not very good apparently. And I just think you're trying too hard, man. Like, I think you've kind of lost the plot a little bit on that one. Maybe change things up. And then unfortunately, from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, which I believe is overrated, came massive amounts of fan games, which were pretty much exactly the same, and also very boring and overrated. Internet, hate me all you want, I don't care. Come at me, bro.
the internet shut at your door. Yeah, hi. We heard you talk shit about Five Nights at Freddy, so we have to take away your internet now.
And that's my honest belief. I think it's a very overrated game, and I don't get the hype.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Fair play that it's made by one man. Like, fair play. Like, good on him. He's a talented bloke, and he's got some good ideas. But it was just boring. I got bored very quickly.
Once you get past the first 2 jump scares, then it just gets really predictable.
Yeah.
I have never played it, but I have watched it.
Exactly. And yet it was a massive franchise that took the world by storm for many years. Like, to the point where you had YouTubers doing it left, right, and center. Game Theory did an unbelievable amount of videos on the storyline and how it all ties together.
It's because the lore, man. The lore.
And I'll give Game Theory their due. They were some good videos, and they actually made it sound pretty interesting. But the game itself sucks.
Yeah, it's only really exciting when you got somebody like Matt Pat just like psychoanalyzing every last tile on the pizzeria.
Yeah, exactly. But as a game, I just found it utterly dull.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just seeing who hasn't said anything about worst modern game yet. I'm just trying to make sure I keep track.
Me, but I have no strong opinion. Okay. I try not to play crap games, so I don't really have the greatest opinion.
Ooh.
Okay. How about you, After 5?
I guess Halo 5 would have to be on my list.
Ooh. You're taking a big shot. You're taking a big shot there, bud.
That's right. Go after the big guys.
Alright. Well, alright, so explain.
So like I grew up with Halo. It took me forever to get a console, and I always went over to my buddy's house to play Halo 2. And I loved Halo 2, and I played it. Halo 3 came out. I was like, dude, this is it. It can't get any better, but I always want another one. And then I'm not blaming 343, not blaming them at all, but after Halo 4, I felt the series really took a tumble. And then when Halo 5 came out, what they did with the story I felt was awful. They took a lot of liberties and changed things around. And then when they came out with the anniversary edition of Halo 2, they adjusted it to make it look like Halo 5 was going to be the new big thing. Like, the beginning of Halo 2, instead of doing the whole Arbiter mission, you're the Arbiter talking to, I forget the guy's name, but the guy who's chasing Chief. It shows you how much I cared about Halo 5. But like, I was like, why change such a great game? All you're supposed to do is increase the graphics to 10, but no, they physically changed Halo 2 to work with Halo 5, and that's what pissed me off.
Okay, that's understandable. Actually, now that I've been thinking about it, I was doing some research as you guys were talking. I actually do have a contender for the worst game I've ever played, and believe me or not, is actually an indie title that was on Xbox. I did a one-off video on it. It was called Space Cat. Now,
What?
Space Cat, yes. Let me explain something to you. Okay, so there is an indie program on Xbox, which the Xbox insiders can get in, and they can actually play some games for free. And these are indie titles that people have made. Now, I have nothing against the guy, but the voice acting in that game was atrocious. The story made me feel like I could probably, take a shit on a piece of paper, throw it to the internet, and say, "Hey, look, story." But it's just like the video's on my thing. You guys can check it out later. But generally, it was kind of like it gave me kind of the old Star Fox kind of deal, where with ships and stuff like that. And like, I bet you would have like an epileptic episode playing this game, because sometimes you're glitching through things, you're shooting things, you had to go through these rings to gather up everything else, and it kind of brought me a nostalgia feel where it was like felt like Star Fox, but there was parts where I would get damaged down to near death, and the health bar would never fully deplete, and so I'd just be sitting there, and suddenly I'd shoot, and then suddenly I have 0 health, but I'm still playing. Or somehow I randomly died and I'm back exactly where I was. Or sometimes I would actually die and then I would be back at the beginning of the level. It was never consistent. Never consistent whatsoever. And so it was just like playing it, I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Seriously. And I'm just staring at it and I'm just like, this is just a one-off game. Like, I understand somebody put some time into this, but the monolithic details of it just threw it off for me. And I have to say, it's just like, I would not recommend sitting down and playing this. If you want to see it, it's in a playlist on my channel called One-Off Things, where I do one-off games. But it's just a one-off game. I'm sorry. But I would say controls were okay, but game design was just... So that's and I'm sorry if I completely shit on you, person who made that game, but dude, take some time to revamp stuff before putting it out for people to try out, just for the fact that like, it was very inconsistent, dude. Like, I as a gamer, I like consistency with my games. If I die and I'm gonna die and I'm gonna restart the level, that's fine. Like, Super Mario, like that kind of thing where you died and you have to go back, or you lost all your lives, you have to restart from the last point you saved. Same kind of thing, that's fine. But when you die and it's not consistent, if you're going to be going back to the start, or you're just going to have an infinite health bar where you're just going to fire something and it's not fair anymore. No, it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And I think that is just one of the worst things that you could do. And so that is my pick for worst modern game. I know that it's an indie title, but I still have to include it. Okay?
I think you win.
Yeah,
You won the grand prize. GG.
Yeah, you definitely win.
I definitely win, do I?
Yeah.
Heavy shots. Heavy shots.
Heavy shots, yes.
I think you made the developer cry now. I think he's crying.
You may be the next PewDiePie.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally. It's like, yeah.
Ripped into him a complete tirade that ruined this guy.
Jesus.
His dreams of being a game dev are just shattered on the winds.
Dude, think about his family.
I know. I'm so, but you know what? It's just, but it was just a, it was, and in the description for the game, it didn't even say it was like an in-thing title where they were just testing it out or like that. It just said it's a game and you play it. But, oh my god. Like, if you guys seriously have the time, watch it. Because you'll understand what I'm going through. And you'll be like, God damn, Nexus was right. God damn. Alright.
He was right all along.
Alright. Alright, let's see what move on to a different topic here. Okay. Here's one. Let's see. So everybody here, except for I think, well, Dan does play some Xbox, and after 5 you do some Xbox as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Primarily, everybody here is that. Besides that, is more of a PC player. So let's go to the whole thing about the whole console wars thing, because I just want to bring this up.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Here we go.
I'm going to start with myself because I'm going to kind of get this thing kind of rolling. I think it's utter bullshit because, you know, I think that especially if you're going to game, it doesn't matter where you game. You're a gamer, whether you play on PC, console, handheld, whatever. As long as you're having fun and you're a gamer. And I don't shit on any other console, any like that, Nintendo, whatever. If you have fun with it, it's fine. Like, I don't care, you know, I know there's some exclusive titles for Xbox, exclusive titles for PS4, and then there's tough stuff for PC. But I think that, you know, everything has their own equal faults. Like, Xbox that has certain aspects that people like to stick towards it, and there's aspects on PS4 that have great things on it. And so I really think it doesn't matter. I know that sometimes there are some funny things that pop up because of this, but I think that generally it doesn't mean anything. Like I would have a PS4 if I could. I would have a Switch if I could. I'd have a better PC for playing games too if I could. But so I'm kind of in the middle ground where I really don't give a shit. But I'm not going to dump on someone because they only play on a certain console. It's their choice. They like it. They play with it. It's good. So that's my 2 cents about it. I think we're gonna start with objectively. I'm gonna shake things up here. I'm gonna start with Kale.
Oh wow. Well, personally, Neo Geo or nothing. Get out, noob. No. Jokes aside, I primarily play PS4. But I do also do a lot of PC stuff, mostly because the only way I can really record things that are earlier than PS4 is to emulate them or find them on Steam. So that is usually where I get my gaming from, is either emulating or PS4. It's not the most honest way, but I can guarantee that anything I emulate, I have owned or rented way too much at one point.
I'm getting a new thing for Christmas, which is going to be cool for emulation.
Ooh,
nice. But as far as the whole console war thing goes, yeah, it's BS. You play what you want to play, where you want to play it, and that's all that should matter.
Very good. Okay. All right. Since you kind of chimed in there, Drum, I think you're next.
Put my foot in it. Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty much on the same side as Kale here. I mainly play on PC, mainly because I can get the majority of the games I want to play or older games on my PC that I can record. I own a PS3, I own an Xbox 360, I own a PS2. I've still got my PS1. I've got DS's, I got fucking Game Boy Colors, I got fucking consoles coming out my ass. I just don't have the PS4 or the Xbox One. I don't have the money for either of those at the moment, or the Switch. So I'm not on board with the next gen consoles purely because I don't have them. Also, the way my setup is, I would struggle to record them anyway at this point in time. So yeah, I kind of just do it mainly because there is a lot of games on the computer. I enjoy PC gaming. But if I had a PS4, if I had an Xbox One or a Switch, I would play all three of those as well. I use whichever console I need for the game. I tend to actually only buy consoles mainly for console-only games, to be fair. If I can get a game on PC, I'll get it on PC, but that's just purely because it's easier for me to play on them. But like, if there's any Xbox-only titles or PlayStation-only titles, I'll tend to get them on the console, and I'll happily sit through the damn things all the way and love it every step of the way. So, yeah, I mean, the console wars are a bit naff, to be honest. They're just things people do and who just kind of want to compare whatever's in their trousers, but actually don't realise that they just look like idiots trying to do it.
Okay. Alright. Alrighty then. We will go to Dan next.
I have just about almost every console there is. Like, I have a Switch, I have an Xbox One, I have a PS4, I have a PC. Like, I have every console, and there really isn't that much of a difference. Like, the graphics are pretty much all the same. Like, if you buy a game on Xbox One, the graphics are basically the same thing as the PS4. The only difference, I say, are the console exclusives. Like, yeah, the PS4 got some really good ones, but so the Xbox. The Xbox has Halo and Gears of War. PS4 has Uncharted and Last of Us. I mean, they're all they all have their perks. I'd say if you gotta get a game, get it that suits you more. Like, if most of your friends are getting it for the Xbox One, then get it for the Xbox One so you can play with them. If many of them are getting it for the PS4, you get it for the PS4. That's how I really determine what console I get my games on. Because there really isn't that much of a difference. I think it's bullshit. People feel like, oh, Xbox is better, PS4 is better. Like, no, they're basically the same thing. They're literally the same thing, just different games.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a kind of general consensus is the same as me, so I feel that way. Okay, after 5, we're going to move on to you.
Oh, sweet. Console wars just another thing, propaganda to get people to buy shit. The South Park did it the best, really. Like, honestly, like, I own everything, so I have no real grief, but I don't know. I guess I have the same opinion as everyone else, basically. It's total bullcrap, but I would hate to be on a controller and fight someone on keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because of different skill levels.
Yeah, and stuff like that, but I don't know. I know it's good for business to have the console wars because they make loads of money, both sides do, and developers do. I mean, so, but it really is stupid.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I think the only console that I would personally shit on is a Wii U. I hate that damn thing.
Mm.
I mean, I like where they're going with the Wii U, but game-wise, the only game I'll ever play on there is Bayonetta 2.
Didn't like where they were going with it either. I thought the Wii was a good idea. You brought in the whole motion controls, and then they thought, oh, where can we go with this? Oh, we'll give you 2 screens and give you a tablet. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
They could have done a lot more. Like, they really could have done a lot more gaming-wise when it came to the tablet.
To be honest, what they could have done is Nintendo, at that point, could have paved the way for VR. Like,
exactly.
They had motion controls. Like, they were the big ones on motion controls. So, me personally, the next step after motion controls, I would say, is VR. So why they didn't try and take that step, I have no idea.
I think because Sony took that first, so they didn't want to be a company.
Yeah, not when the Wii U came out, it didn't know. Think about back when the Wii U came out, VR wasn't really a thing.
True.
So if they would have, instead of bringing out the Wii U, suddenly gone, right, our next console, what comes after motion controls, virtual reality, they would have fucking nailed the console wars, effectively. But they brought out the Wii U, which I did not like.
No, did that actually end? No, just ads. Yeah, okay, I was wondering when having the music for a second. That's always fun. Alright, so, okay. I was trying to think of that because, well, I've been looking considerably for other questions, and well, I guess it's kind of not showing up on YouTube that good because it is on a gaming thing, and it's like there's not a certain game I'm playing right now, so it's not drawing a crowd, which is interesting. But you know what? I really don't care.
You
Yeah,
can put it up on recording.
yeah, it's fine. Let's see here. Okay. So, all right. Well, see, we've been going for about an hour or so now. You know what? I think it's time for some self-promotion.
Promotion.
Oh, dude, I love that part.
Oh,
yeah.
man, I love that.
Yep. Okay. So, all right. Starting from after 5, and we're gonna go down a list. Okay. I want you to plead a series on your channel for people to check out. And believe
Oh man.
Yep. And so it can only be one. And you only have about a minute to decide.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty easy. Any of my Siege videos.
Siege? Okay.
Yeah. Just because my Outlast videos, my buddy's with me and he's a who. It's just, I don't know. We suck at Outlast, so. But Siege, we have a good time. But so yeah, Tom Clancy Siege videos.
Okay. All right. Okay. Going for the next. Kale, we'll go for you next.
Well, I would say I'm a popular one, but no, the one that I've started recently, I've been playing Final Fantasy III. It's an edited version of my stream that I do for Final Fantasy III, and I have a lot of fun with it. It's
Which
fun
version?
classic game. The Steam version, because it is a very polished remake of the DS version, and that has a little bit more character to it than the original one.
I played the DS remake, and it was a good game.
Indeed, and I have been enjoying my playthrough, and I would like other people to enjoy my playthrough. So, swing by Kale Hitsuga and
What did you
enjoy.
I'm going to go off on a side note here. What did you think of the first sort of 10 hours of the game?
Well, I haven't quite beaten the first 10 hours of the game yet. I've only had a couple of sessions with it so far, but I'm just up to the second crystal as far as stuff I've recorded.
And how have you found it so far?
I enjoy it. It's a fairly well-balanced progression, and
Oh, really?
I just got my new jobs. I've only died like twice first time because I was stupid and didn't prepare for the tower, and second time because I got a little bit cheated by a dragon.
Nice.
All right, I got a question. So you played Dissidia, right? You played Final Fantasy Dissidia, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't Dissidia, they call him Onion Knight, but in Final Fantasy 3 they call him Linus?
Because Onion Knight is the original job that every one of the characters from Final Fantasy III in its NES version was when they started out.
And then it became a special job in the remake that you could only get via online mail stuff.
Yep. And so since they brought basically the spirit of the original Final Fantasy III to Dissidia, they just went with calling him the generic Onion Knight like they do with the Warrior of Light.
Oh, alright. Alright, just making sure. I was like, that confused me a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, he's Linus, not Onion Knight.
Not a problem, man. I've got all the lore.
It definitely sounds like they've balanced it a bit more since the DS remake, because I remember playing the DS remake, and I remember the first about 10 hours was a bit of a grind.
I haven't had to stop and grind at all, I think.
I remember in the DS remake, like...
I just kill everything that comes to me.
There was a lot of grinding you had to do, otherwise you just got under-leveled, unfortunately, quite quickly.
No, I just kill everything that comes to me, and make sure to explore plenty, and I'm good.
So that's the best way. So yeah, it definitely sounds like they've balanced it a bit more. So that's nice to know.
Indeed.
Because it is a fantastic game. I absolutely loved that game.
Okay.
Oh, me too. Anyway, enough time with me. Move on.
Yeah. All right. It's like yeah. We kind of got to burst into the concentration of that, so that's fine. That's fine with me.
Sorry, man. I don't know many other people who have played Final Fantasy 3, so I was really interested in what you thought.
No, it's fine. This is what this whole thing is about: discovering stuff. Anyway, all right. We're going to actually move on to you, Drum. So, what do you think?
I would say check out my Dead by Daylight games, to be honest. I've got a series of it's me and my girlfriend playing. There's one video of me playing as killers. There's also 2 streams up of me playing with other people as well, and it's just good fun. It's entertaining. It's easy as well. There's no storyline to follow, so it is literally just drop in, drop out, and it is just entertaining. I love it.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I'll definitely have to check that out.
And just come watch me because I'm the best there ever was.
Wow.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Wow. Really tooting your own horn right there. All right. Anyway, we'll now final off with the awesome Dan. What series, bud? What series?
I gotta go with any Telltale series because those games are incredibly fun, and you should know I panic under extreme situations. Like when they put me in a spot, like holy shit, do this, and the person dies. I'm like, oh fuck, pause. Okay, what the fuck do I do? Okay, if I go left, she dies. If I go right, he dies. Well, I don't like her, so I'm gonna go with him. And, like,
That's how you judge who deserves to live and die.
That's how I do it. Because, like, every time, like, I think with The Walking Dead, I was like, wait a minute, you're a bitch, so I'm gonna let you die and suffer, but you're slightly less of a bitch, so you're gonna live. Don't test me, bitch, because you will die. Because, I get so hyped, especially in The Walking Dead, I get so hyped. I'm a huge Walking Dead nerd. I get so hyped. I'm like, yes. Like, I overanalyze everything. I'm like, wait a minute. If I take this, then who does it really belong to? I should really barricade this because walkers are gonna come, even though I have no indication that there are any walkers in the area. Like, I get so into it. I think Batman, the next episode of Batman comes out like next week, and it had Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad. So I'm just like, yes, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make out with Harley Quinn and punch Deadshot in the face. Hopefully.
All right then. Okay. All right. So that's good. Well, I guess I gotta toot my own horn for a second. Then I actually have another question that actually was given to me. I'm gonna actually ask that one as the final question for this. But to kind of go with the whole theme and like that, I personally think that a series that I've been doing for a little while now that I think would be very interesting would have to be my Interview with a Gamer series. I would have to recommend that because as actually some of you who are sitting with me right now, I've actually interviewed you for it. So, but I think that's probably one of the best. Like, there's been a really good response for it because it kind of brings into effect other YouTubers and what their interesting faults and stuff are. And so, them talking about themselves and talking about this kind of stuff that we were talking on this stream, I find is very interesting, and people can actually kind of get viewpoints, and they say, "Oh yeah, we can understand your points." And so I really think that that's a series that you guys should check out. Interview with a Gamer. It's going to be posted every 2 weeks. The next episode will be up probably be up next week. Yeah, up next week, yeah. Because this Saturday, today, was normal episodes, and then next week will be the next episode. So yeah, I would have to say that series, because, well, I have to toot my own horn somehow. Okay, alright. So,
That's right.
Yes, exactly. All right.
I'm looking forward to guesting on that someday.
Yes, don't worry. There's lots of room because it's like every 2 weeks I'll do it, and so I have to get people on there. Okay, so, all right. So the final question we're gonna do is, what game got you started in gaming? And that's the hard one. That's a hard one.
That's not hard.
Okay. Yeah. But I think we are going to start, since Dan was the last one, we're actually going to start with Kale, since you're in the middle. What game got you started?
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, this will make the rest of my life pretty obvious then. Final Fantasy IV, which technically was Final Fantasy II when I originally played it, but Final Fantasy II, the actual, sucks, so we won't mention that.
Ooh, showing some shade there.
Oh.
It's the only Final Fantasy that I have major criticism for, but we can get into that some other day. No, Final Fantasy IV was such an amazing adventure for the time. It was they were finally going over to the Super Nintendo, so they had so much more power to work with. And though they didn't use like the full breadth of the sprite work that you could get out of the SNES at the time, they just jam-packed it with so much heart in the story and did so much with the characters, especially for a game of the early SNES era. It was just it made me into what I am indirectly by spurring me down this path of playing RPG after RPG, and it eventually led to me playing D&D, and now I'm into writing stories and campaigns for that just because I started with Final Fantasy so very long ago. I think the only thing that could have been better is if I had started with the original, and then I would have had the full experience. But
So the audio
no,
cut out? What?
What?
That you're saying something, Dan?
No. Oh, fuck! Damn it! my cat like jumped on my laptop. I was like, "What? Fuck!" My cat jumped on my laptop. I couldn't hear anymore. I'm like, "What you doing?"
Come on! I'm trying to get heartfelt here, man. But
Sorry.
yes, Final Fantasy IV just set me on an amazing path. And the only way it could have been better is if I'd started with Final Fantasy 1, because that would have meant I was at the beginning. But unfortunately, I was 2 when that game came out in the States, so that would have been a little above my pay grade.
To be fair, though, you started with a hell of a game, though, man.
Oh my
Before
god,
was
did I?
So good. Did you get a chance to play the remake they did on the on the DS?
Oh
DS
yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, I played that.
It was cracking. Voice acting and everything.
Gorgeous.
It
Beautiful
was so
remake.
good.
I hope 7's that good.
The characters and everything in Final Fantasy IV were just brilliant. Like,
Oh yeah,
you
so
had
well
proper
written.
character depth and everything
And it's amazing how deep they made them all
in it.
on,
Like,
on the SNES during its early days.
oh, it was such a good game.
Immaculate. But okay, I'll move on now.
Well, no, the deep conversations about it, it's fine. It's good. All right. Well, then I suppose the kind of that segue, since you did come in again there, Drum, your turn next.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He keeps talking about games that I love that no one else I know plays.
I know. I finally met somebody I can have a conversation with about this. It's beautiful.
And it.
Yeah.
So now I started off back in the day when I was a wee lad on Sonic 2 on the Sega Mega Drive. You will probably know it as the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
All you were, but we called it the Mega Drive over here.
Okay.
And I started with Sonic 2, and that's sort of, I suppose, where I started with gaming. But the game that really got me into gaming properly, like really made me realize like how much I loved it, was Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to chime in with a Final Fantasy game as well.
Hell yeah, brother.
And the reason it was is because it was the first video game I played which made me realize how sort of much can go into a video game. Like, there was a storyline, there were characters that you cared about, there was underlying tones, there was so much to do. It made me realize that there was more than just going, go left to right, beat the boss at the end kind of thing. Like, it really opened my eyes to sort of what a video game could be and can be. And so that's kind of also why it holds the title of my favorite video game ever, because it really sort of showed me what can happen in video games that make them really good, like how deep they can go.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that is a good one there. Okay. So you've been kind of quiet after 5. You're next.
All is good. I'm actually like folding clothes and doing laundry as I'm talking to you guys.
Oh, multitasking. Impressive.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
Someone's being responsible? How dare you?
No, well, they've been sitting on the floor for a week, so.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, you're
Less
not
respect
responsible.
then.
I can't believe you find folding laundry more exciting than talking.
Well, well, there's a reason why. I just can't
All
see
of
my
mine's
floor.
just sitting in a hamper over there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But no, actually, the game that got me into it was when I was 8 years old. It was GTA 3.
Ooh, good game.
GTA 3. I didn't know what to do. All I knew from watching other people play, which was my stepbrother at the time, because he was 16, was to shoot cops and go on top of the cop building and shoot the helicopters as they come. That's all I knew how to do until I turned 12.
Oh wow.
So
Isn't that all you do in the game?
It's a hell of an upbringing.
yeah. So for 5 years, I didn't know how to play the first mission, and then Vice City came out, and I actually figured out how to play Vice City. Yeah. That was my first game.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's probably doing a lot. You're like, I now must do it quicker.
How about 2 bonds quicker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to you, Dan.
I want to say it was Crash Bandicoot. Because games for me was just like, it was like watching a show, because I wasn't allowed to play games when I was little, because my cousins were the gamers. Like, they had all these like adult games. They had Resident Evil, they had Tomb Raider, which I wasn't old enough to play. But then when it came like inevitable, like I want to start playing games, my parents got me a PS1. They got me Crash Bandicoot. It was literally like watching a cartoon. It was like, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this cute little like orange thing is jumping around. Like, I didn't care if I died. I just made all these funny stuff. Yeah. You were like, I drove my parents nuts. I actually, like, legit, my parents had me called to the school one day. I wouldn't stop saying that. I wouldn't stop going around school like, wah! And they actually had to call my mom to come into class. And they're like, Dad, stop. You can't say it anymore. I'm like, why? I'm like, because it's annoying. Stop. You have to stop saying that.
Okay.
It was so fun. Yeah, it was like a cartoon. It was the first time I ever played something like that. I thought, like, when I look at my cousin playing games, it's like a TV show, but to actually play it, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm interacting with this guy. I'm like influenced. Like, oh my gosh, I'm letting him drown. I'm letting him get eaten. It's so fucking funny. What the hell? Like, half the game I spent like dying on purpose to see like the funny like animation. It was then like after that, then my parents were like, okay, you can start playing a little bit more older games. You can start playing Tomb Raider. You can start playing like all these like older games. As long as they don't have extreme blood and gore, you can start playing them.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. And I suppose it's my turn, isn't it? Oh boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell
Oh,
us.
that's gonna be fun.
All right. Well, actually, let's see. This kind of brings me to the story. When I was younger, the first system that I actually had was a Super Nintendo, and basically, me and my sister used to play all the old games like that. And so, really, my first kind of game that I really played was Super Mario World. And me and my sister used to do the whole one-player, two-player thing. She played Mario. I was always second player. Whenever she wasn't around, I played Mario. But Super Mario World was my first game. And at a very young age, I found it to be one of the best games I've ever played. Because it was the difficulty of finding secrets within the game, beating it quickly enough, not dying so much, having a blast with it. And it was one of the best things that I ever played when I was younger, and I kind of grew up with it. And even after not playing it for so long, I can just get back into it and I know where secrets are, I know where I can find stuff. And I recently did a stream, well, thankfully enough, it was okay enough that I had my mic audio, but my game audio wasn't there, so basically everybody was just hearing me make game sounds. That was interesting. But Super Mario World was my first game. It was the most enjoyable thing that I ever played. And just because I was good at it, and I could just play for hours on end, I wouldn't care what time of day, I would just play it. Like, even with my cousin, like, when we were younger, we used to actually play under the blankets, play Super Mario. If his mother came in, we jump under the covers and just pretend like we're sleeping and then turn it back, TV back on, and play it again. So it was just the thing back as a kid. And that was my absolute favorite thing. And I've actually, as I said, I've gone back into playing it again, and it's as I remember it. It's super fun, relaxing. You can get into it. You know how to do it, and people will play. Oh yeah, he's good at that. And so that was one of my first games, and so I will continuously play it as long as I live. Like, I don't care. It's so fun, right? And speaking of which, I might actually play that again tonight.
I don't blame you. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Here we go!
It's funny that you mentioned that, because like as I was playing GTA 3 on the PS2, my mom and her boyfriend at the time got separated, and I wanted a game so much, and my next console my mom bought at a yard sale was the Super Nintendo, and it was Super Mario World that I actually like really played.
Oh wow! So there's an emotional level thing going on here. Oh my god! But yes,
Or tips are touching. It's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. It's so okay. But yes, yeah, depending on how I'm feeling like that, I'm probably gonna get real because this is going for an hour. I probably should maybe think about getting something to eat and stuff like that because
yeah, that's right. I haven't eaten yet.
Yes, that would be good.
Right, we have to have food. We have to eat.
I'm a human being. Sustenance.
Sustenance, yes. But anyway, okay. So I think I'm gonna end this stream for right now. I want to personally thank After 5 Gaming, Drum Force Drum, Kale, and the Awesome Dan for sitting through the technical issues that we started at the beginning of the stream, and we're actually we're having a kind of a blast with it. So I want to thank you guys again.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
hey man, technical difficulties are just part of life.
that is true. That is true. And now that everything's been fixed up, we're good to go, recorder-wise, whatever. It's like that. So I will hopefully try to do this thing again. Hopefully this next time with a little bit more notice, a little bit less technical issues, and a lot more, in-your-face action. I don't know. I'm just trying to upsell it. I'm upselling it. But
man, I wonder what in-your-face action looks like on a podcast.
I'm twisting and pinching as we speak.
Oh boy.
The picture of the microphone and headphones is just going to be some major porn.
It's just gonna be like spinning and vaporwaved.
Oh man, dude, I'm taking a screenshot right now. After Effects. Oh man, I'm getting the lotion right now.
I already have the lotion. Let's go.
Hey, has anyone still got those nipple tassels?
This is getting racy again. Holy cow!
Oh, and we're back.
Whoever said I took them off?
Hey, chef's over here. Don't be greedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a mature stream. I don't know if anyone knew
At least the last like 10 minutes of it will be.
It's all right. I'm gonna get the car battery and the jumper cables, and then we're gonna get feisty.
Oh my!
It's how I need it to be.
But yes. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream for today, and I'm going to say my trademark thing I say at the end of all my videos. That I just forgot. Wow.
Oh, do we all get one of those?
Yeah.
Sure, we get one of those forgetting things. Okay, actually, no, I just remembered it. I just remember it. Okay, and this Canadian here is rooting for your bacon. See you guys.